He is believed to have died after shooting himself in a Berlin bunker in 1945 when he realized Germany had lost World War II. But a startling new book claims Adolf Hitler actually escaped his hideout and died incognito in 1984 in a small town near Brazil's border with Bolivia, and it can be proved by a picture. Not only that, but the author believes the Führer fled to Argentina and then Paraguay before settling in the Brazilian state of Mato Grosso to hunt for buried treasure, with a map given to him by Vatican allies, according to its author. As part of his elaborate ruse to escape detection, he also had a relationship with a black woman called Kutinga, which was meant to prove that he could not be the dictator who hated anyone who did not fit his Aryan ideal, the book claims. Postgraduate student Simone Renegriero Diaz has outlined her bizarre theory, claiming the fascist actually died aged 95. The book, titled Hitler in Brazil, His Life and His Death, challenges the accepted view that the dictator shot himself in his Berlin bunker on April 30, 1945. She claims he may have lived as Adolf Leipzig in the small town of Nossa Senhora do Livramento, 30 miles from the state capital Cuiabá. Simone, a Brazilian who comes from Cuiabá, says Leipzig was known locally as the Old German. Simone is now planning to use DNA tests using a relative of Hitler living in Israel, after being given permission to exhume Adolf Leipzig's remains from his alleged final resting place in Nossa Senhora do Livramento. The journalism student has linked the Führer's alleged arrival in the area to a Vatican offer of ownership rights over buried Jesuit treasure in a cave near his adopted home. She says her suspicions about Adolf Leipzig increased after she photoshopped a mustache onto the grainy pictures she obtained of him and compared it to photos of the Nazi leader. According to Simone, an unidentified Polish nun recognized an elderly man due to have an op at a hospital in Cuiabá in the early 80s as Hitler and demanded he leave, but was reprimanded by a superior who claimed he was there on Vatican orders. Academics in Brazil have also rubbished the theory Hitler lived and died in Nossa Senhora do Livramento. Candido Moreira Rodrigues, a history professor at Mato Grosso's Federal University said, "There's nothing new in people who claim to be historians coming up with the most far-reaching theories about Hitler supposedly living in South America and subsequently dying in one of the countries in this region." Tens of thousands of Nazis escaped after the war, including the notorious Adolf Eichmann and Joseph Mengele. Investigators probing Hitler's demise were hampered by the lack of any physical evidence for his death. Fantasists were given added ammunition he didn't die in his Berlin bunker when 2009 DNA tests on skull fragments found near the bunker, believed to be his, turned out to belong to a woman. Rocha Smish, a former bodyguard of Adolf Hitler who has been named as the last man to see the Führer live during his final hours in Germany, died last September aged 96. Mish, who lived with Hitler and his mistress in their underground refuges the Allies closed in, told before his death he saw Hitler slumped with his head on the table after hearing a gunshot behind his closed door.